Hey guys, today I'm sitting in a rocking chair. I'm going to do another one of my chapters out of my character stories. I am now officially on Tatl Tael, which I'm trying to find right now. The Pipsqueak. And a Pipsqueak is something that I made up myself. And it is basically like a borrower. And she is also a mouse, part mouse, half mouse girl. And she always stays in her mouse form, basically. She always keeps her ears and tail. And she's basically like a borrower. Or like Ariete, Miyazaki, you know. But, yes. So, her original story started out as things started disappearing in our home. And we kind of started figuring out that there was someone here and they were taking things. Can you hear that? My brother has an apartment upstairs in my house, and he just came in, and I could hear him singing at the top of his lungs as he went upstairs. We're cool like that. We're cool. But anyway, the story goes that things started disappearing out of our house, and we weren't sure where they were going, and then we started realizing that it was a considerable amount of things, and by we, I mean myself and my other characters in my story. We kind of noticed that things were missing, so we kind of set up a trap for whoever was taking our things. Not to be mean, but we were kind of suspecting things, and nobody came. So eventually, like 2:30 in the morning, we heard a sound coming from the living room, and the girls had discovered a small hole, and through that hole had run Tatl Tael with a block of cheese. So that's how they had discovered her. And when I looked into the hole, I saw that Kitsune, in her fox form, was wrestling with a tiny mouse girl who wasn't putting up much of a fight. And it turned out to be Tatl Tael. So this is Tatl Tael. She is a Pukifee Flora. And she has the cutest face, and she looks just like a mouse, and she's so sweet. But she's very soft-spoken and very shy, just like a mouse. And when Kitsune in her fox form was wrestling with her, she didn't put up a fight. She was just very like, please don't hurt me. I'm just trying to survive. And it turned out that her family had abandoned her here to teach her the life of a borrower and what she needed to do to survive on her own. And she actually came from a very huge family because mice have a lot of children. And they had all packed up and left her here a few months prior to us finding her. So she was begging our forgiveness, saying, I'm so sorry, I just wanted to take what I needed to survive. And she wanted to be like the other girls in the house. She didn't want to hide anymore. She didn't want to steal. She just wanted to live like the others. So that is how little Tatl Tael came to live with us. But this is her. She always wears her mouse ears. They are sparrow shop ears, and they are so cute, and they fit her perfectly. And actually right here I have her tail, and most of the time I put this on in her pictures. Sometimes I don't because her clothing interferes, but most of the time I try to slip her tail on in some of her pictures because she's always supposed to have this tail. So yes, this is her sparrow shop tail. And I really love the Flora sculpt. I'm surprised that I do. She was actually one of my last Pukifees that I actually ordered before I quit buying Fairyland dolls because I was so unsure that I would like her. But I actually turned out liking her a lot better than, say, the Isis or the Bonnie. I actually like her better. She has like a little anime face, and it's super cute and innocent, and it just matches her character so well. I mean, she looks just like a little mouse, and she looks shy and quiet. So yes, this is Tatl Tael. Her name came from one of my favorite games, Majora's Mask, Zelda. The fairies in that game are actually named Tatl, and the other one is named Tael. So I just put those together, and Tael kind of goes with her tail, and she's kind of quiet, like someone's tattling. So that I kind of thought that was so awesome. It fit her, and her name is Tatl for short. And actually her story has developed quite a bit. She's actually married now to a mystic named Haku, who is blind, actually. He can see parts of the future every once in a while, but he's actually blind, so he cannot see. The only thing he can see is Tatl, and she's kind of like his eyes, and he can see her perfectly clear as though she is right. I mean, he can see everything about her. She's as clear as day, but everything else is blackness to him. So you'll meet him later, but that's her husband, and they are inseparable. And they actually have 2 children now. They had twins, and their names are Briar and Bramble. One stayed a mouse in a mouse farm, but he has blue fur like his dad. His dad is blue and has blue eyes like his dad. And the little girl looks just like Tatl. She has little mouse ears, and she's pale-skinned and kind of shy and quiet, just like Tatl. So they're twins, but they look completely different, and they each take after their parents in a different way. So it's really cool. And she also has a little sister named Spindle, who just re-entered her life, actually, in one of my storylines. Spindle, I don't want to say too much because she's actually coming later, but Spindle had actually died. So Spindle had died and drowned in an accident that Tatl felt very responsible for, and she could never forgive herself for it. But through a miracle, Spindle was able to come back to life and never remembered the accident, and actually now lives with Tatl and Haku and their 2 babies, and they are one big happy Pipsqueak mystic family. And you'll meet Tatl, or not Tatl, you'll meet Spindle later, and I'll explain more about how she drowned and how she was brought back to life and was able to not remember anything. But yes, it had always traumatized Tatl very much, and she was never able to forgive herself, and that's kind of why she kind of kept to herself and doesn't talk very much. And the first person she was able to share it with was Haku, so that's another special thing they share. And now Spindle's back in their life, so yeah, it's really exciting for her. And now she's got her family and her sister's back, and she's just like so much happier. And I'm actually wanting to do something where they like own a store of some kind. I'm not really sure what. Like Kitsune and her husband Kamiho actually own a toy store. So I'd kind of wanted to do something where Tatl and Haku owned some sort of store, but I haven't quite got there yet. I was thinking a restaurant or something. I don't know. Restaurant doesn't really fit their characters because Haku is blind. So, you can't really own a restaurant and cook if you cannot see. But I want to do something with their family where they do something together. But I'm not sure what that is yet. But that'll be in the future. But hopefully you guys will check out Spindle, how Spindle came back to live with Tatl, and how Tatl met Haku and all of those, and when they got married and all of those special things that went along with Tatl. They are in my Flickr pictures. If you want to scroll through them and find them, there's a lot of pictures on there. I apologize, but if you start from the beginning, you can start reading my stories. I've got them numbered in which picture correlates with the story. So if you want to read those, I will put the link below along with Tatl's story and her link to her Flickr album. So I hope you guys enjoyed Tatl. She's my little sweet little mouse girl, and I just love her so much. And let's see, who will be next? So many pages. I've lost track of where I was. Next is Nhim. Love Nhim. She's actually my favorite doll. My favorite sculpt, my favorite doll that I own, so I'm excited for her. So Nhim will be next. And I forgot to tell you guys something the past 2 videos actually, where the names came from for both Myst and who else was it? Let's see. Myst and not Kitsune, I remember that, and Neonor. Maybe it was just Myst. Myst's name actually came from one of my favorite games. I'm like a serious game lover, but my favorite game is actually called Myst, and it's from the 90s. It has sequels, Riven, Exile, and Revelations, and Myst, the game, is actually a super cool game. Oh, I wish everyone could check it out. Maybe some of you have played it. It's like a kind of a mystery, but it has like the coolest magical worlds you could ever ask for. But Myst actually came from that. But I didn't explain that last time and I forgot. But that's where Myst's name came from, was that game. And you guys need to check it out if you've never played it, because it's amazing. But now I'm going to go because it's getting really long. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will talk to you guys soon.